Take us back to the first time you saw the images from the James Webb Space Telescope. What were you feeling?
There's two parts of that story. One is when I first saw any image from James Webb. And I had no special privilege like anybody else. I saw them with the public, and these were the first batch of images when the telescope was just feeling itself out. They're calibrating and aligning, right? It was a really rough trip up there, so they had to make sure that the mirrors were precisely aligned. In that first image, even though it was just of a bright star, it was spectacular in its clarity. And most importantly, one could download those data, and then you play with filters. You can stretch, you can make things highlight, and all of a sudden, you could see countless galaxies in the background. Okay? And for me, this was this transformational moment in the history of human civilization, right? We're so familiar with our naked eye looking up at the stars at night, okay? And knowing that the universe is filled with them. Okay? But now with James Webb, using infrared light, it was seeing galaxies everywhere. There is no empty sky with James Webb because there are galaxies, billions and billions everywhere. Okay? So that was when the first image came out. The other momentous time is when I saw the first data of my own program. Okay? Now, what we see behind us here is after a lot of work, a lot of processing, a lot of arrangement. So what I saw was just like a postage stamp area of the remnant. But when I saw it, two things. One, leading up to that moment was terror. Okay? Because unlike when I'm observing with a telescope at night, if I make a mistake, if I point in the wrong location, fine, I adjust and re-expose, okay? But this is the complexity of the instrument. It's 1,000,000 miles away. Each command is critical and conservative, so you have to make sure that it was pointed in the right spot. And you have to make sure that the exposure is the right length. So there's that, as I'm waiting for that file to download, I'm thinking, did I do everything right? Did we as a team make all the calculations correct? And then when it opened up, and I finally figured out where I was looking, because again, it's a small postage stamp amongst this enormous mosaic that we're making. That was the excitement, okay? That was the moment of, we did it, that this is working as anticipated. Okay? There's no way to properly describe that moment. Thankfully, it was captured by my wife. It actually came up on the 60 Minutes segment. People don't know this backstory, but it wasn't 60 Minutes there watching me at the time. That was my wife laughing at me, recording video to share with her friends. Like, we were supposed to go out Saturday morning, look what Dan's doing, right? And I'm getting all excited about the data, and that's what it ended up being. And footnote to that story, it was recorded on her phone, and it's at small scale. All of a sudden, when we watched that night on 60 Minutes, it's on the big screen. And you see all these details like some tortilla chip that had been left behind, and there is books and cores. We did not prepare this for international exposure.
And I heard your dog might have made an appearance?
Yes! Yes! Look at the detail. Wilbur, yeah, Wilbur is always there where something exciting is happening. And in this case, he could sense me getting excited, and he associates that with his excitement, which is seeing some kind of rodent or animal running in the front yard. So that's why he was looking outside the window at that time.